will make a decision prior to June. And he's very passionate about the country. He's one of the best, the most brilliant negotiator mind out there, like genius's mind out there. And he wants to see that country one of the best on the world. We all know the troubles in America nowadays. Yeah. And he wants to see everybody doing well. The issue is about bringing jobs back, bringing jobs to the country. Right. And he's very passionate about that. And I see that people really like it. They like it what he's saying. He's saying the way it is. He's not a politician goes in the circles, around and just to talk.
No, he's very direct.
He's very direct. He will say what he thinks, and, you know, he gets the job done. He did very successfully with his firm, with his organization.
Yes, but you know, I don't know what skeletons he has in his closet, but everybody gets vetted when they're going to be president. You know what that means, vetted? They're going to look into everything. He's had a few wives, he's had financial difficulties. All of that's going to come out. How do you feel about that?
Well, that's part of it. Yeah. If he decided to run, he knows that's part of it. And, you know, he's very passionate about the country, and he's taking a very serious look at it.
But what is this with the birth certificate obsession? Did he ask to see yours when you met him?
I needed to put mine anyway, because if you want to become an American citizen, you need to put the birth certificate. Right. I have a birth certificate from Slovenia. And do you want to see President Obama birth certificate or not?
I've seen it.
It's not the birth certificate.
Well, it's a certificate of live birth, which they give. But Melania, if he insists on what he's saying, then no one in Hawaii can ever run for president, because they all get the same live birth certificate.
Well, but they need to have...
Miller is finished, for example.
They need to have, and in one way, it will be very easy if President Obama just show it, and because it's not only Donald who wants to see it. It's American people who voted for him and who didn't vote for him. They want to see that.
But it's on display in Chicago. We've seen it on the internet. We've seen it. It's not the same as yours, but it's a certificate of live birth.
Well, we feel it's different than, you know, birth certificate.
All right. Well, I think you should give it up at this point.
Well, it's not him that it's bringing up. It's the media all the time. His points are really about bringing back the jobs, economy, healthcare, all the stuff. But, you know, they leech on that one issue, and they're going on and on and on.
Because they think that he's being obsessive about it, and
no, he's not. He's more obsessed about, no, I would not say obsessed. He's very passionate about the country to doing well and to, you know, to be what it was once before. Because can you imagine next generation, the children, our children, how they will do it's just going down, down, down.
Well, we were doing great during the Clinton administration, and then somebody came
with her father and mother when you were a baby. And I said, it is the most beautiful baby I've ever seen. And she grew up not too bad, right? That gorgeous girl.
I bet the baby's a pretty little baby, too.
Oh, she's amazing. Yeah. We are having such a ball. So.
16 months now, right?
16 months.
Oh, my gosh.
So nice because it's...
Yes, Halloween. You brought a Halloween picture, right? Is that correct?
We did. She was a little lion.
It was adorable.
It was a lot of fun. So these are the great moments.
So you might have to talk to you about Daddy.
Oh, okay.
Okay. The one
transition.
The one thing that, not the one thing, but what we've always said about Donald Trump and about your mother, he really raised terrific children.
Oh, thank you.
And you know that I love your father.
He is the greatest.
But he has his moments. So there was a story about how you and your brothers tried to have an intervention so he would stop bashing on the president. I hear that's not true. You didn't have an intervention.
No, there was really no truth to this report. And what was bothersome to me is that it could have very easily fact-checked, you know, by calling my brothers or myself, but the story went viral, and it was all over the globe, and not one reporter actually called to see if it was true. I mean, I respect the fact that my father's so candid with his thoughts.
Now, do you really, do you every once in a while say, Dad, Enough already.
Enough with the Bertha comments.
I mean, generally, he's my father. So, I think, every child, thinks that as it pertains to certain things, but not as it relates to this. I mean, there's a huge number of people who not only support his opinions, but really solicit his opinions. And he has an incredible forum to speak his mind. A lot of people don't, particularly on something as polarizing as politics. So, I mean, truthfully, more people should speak up.
Interesting. Do you give opinions?
I do, when asked, but at this point in my life, I'm very focused on, my career at the Trump Organization. Politics isn't playing such an important role for me, but over time, yeah.
What about more?
Say the least.
Do you guys think about we can expand it? I always say when you're done having kids, but if you're still thinking about 2, 3, 4.
Yeah, I have in my head that we'll have 3 or 4 children. I don't know if we'll actually get there because I learned, as with the first one, you really just don't know until you have one, and I think it's going to be like that with each child. But I hope we have a nice big family.
Yeah.
You guys, your husband, who's a newspaper, he's a newspaper man, Jared Kushner. You guys are both so busy. You are incredible, like you said, you are incredibly focused. He's focused, but one day a week, you both turn off your Blackberries, your iPad, your iPhone. I don't know how I could live without that iPhone and tweeting. I'm addicted. What's it like not having any technology?
It is the most rejuvenating thing that could happen to the two of us. And, my husband's in publishing, also in real estate. He's running around like a lunatic all week. I am as well. Just to have the time to reconnect with each other, to spend uninterrupted time with our baby.
Do you watch television?
It's so meaningful. No.
Nothing.
No. We go on walks. We have really long dinners, which is great because normally during the weeknights we'll be sitting there. If we're eating at home, we'll have a 45-minute dinner, Blackberry at our hip. So, there's...
How long have you been married?
3 years.
So we were talking earlier about after 2 years when the first blush of the...
Think about this answer, girl.
Uh-oh.
Did you hear our Hot Topics?
I was not here yet, so I did not hear the Hot Topics.
Well, we'll bring it up.
After 2 years, the sex becomes, meh.
Oh, no, this is terrible. Well, the
And you
good
have
news
to
is
do
my
surprising things.
husband's at work and probably not watching yet. We have it TiVo'd.
You're lucky. So, do we have a little more time? Yes, we do. Okay. So we wanted to ask you. Oh.
We don't have time.
We don't have time. I just want to mention that you're a paid spokesperson for an organization called Cookies for Kids Cancer. Yeah?
She's coming back. No, she's staying with us.
I'm sorry, I did not know. This shows Ivanka is staying with us.
All that sex
we have
talks,
plenty of
Barbara.
time.
There was an article that I read where it said that Trump has hired multiple women in his construction company that have really, really high titles, and they're smart women. He likes women with strong voices.
But it's really about policy more than anything else. If you're against Planned Parenthood, if you're against a woman's right to choose, if you're against health care for everyone, especially for women, if you're against all the things that women need, then how can you say you're pro-woman just because you hire people in your agency?
But I think what she's doing
that I don't really get.
Yeah.
It's like saying, oh, my friends are Jewish, and then you're anti-Semitic anyway. It doesn't quite gel.
You do bring up a good point. You look at his inner circle dating back several decades. He's always surrounded himself with powerful women. He has more female executives than he does men. But I think this is an interesting strategy. Is it the strategy here? His daughter, you think about the biggest hurdles he has to overcome, his reputation among women and his reputation as a hothead. Is this the new strategy to get his powerful daughter out front?
Well, you know that my mother loves Ivanka Trump. This is something I brought up on the show before. She would put me in a foster home to raise Ivanka. She said it before, and it didn't make it any better when Ivanka converted to Judaism. My mother was like, that is it. Get out of the house.
She's kosher. The girl is kosher.
She's kosher. She's very pretty. She has a business of her own. She makes actually gorgeous shoes. I was not paid to say that. Really, and she makes size 11s, ladies, so let's get in there.
And dresses. I have a beautiful dress.
She really has great stuff, but I think it is smart for him to get kind of her out there and showing her face because she is accomplished, she is intelligent, and she is a very beautifully raised girl. You know what I mean? And it's shocking that he was able to really raise someone so wonderful.
Somebody from Twitter said that he shoots from the mouth about everything and everyone, but I think because he has a daughter, he will support women's rights. You know what? I'm not a very big fan of Trump. I think I've made that point clear. I think he just says stuff to make sure he offends everyone, because when you're offended, then you start looking and then you want to attach to him and see what else he's going to say, What else is he going to say about women? His wife is a woman, his mama was a woman, his daughter was a woman. He has to find something to say.
A lot of chauvinist pigs have mothers for women.